Hello, welcome to Dan's Model Works, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. What you're looking at right now is one of my display shelves with various models on it. And as we go on up to the very top shelf, this is the shelf of cars from the 70s, and I do have more that aren't yet built up. And this one right here, this is a Cougar, and I built that with my now 15-year-old back when she was, I think probably about 8 years old. And these two here, I built those within the last 2 years. However, the Pinto is a bit special. The Pinto, I did not build myself. I'm going to show you the Pinto. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So what you guys are looking at is a 1977 Ford Pinto. I think it was built from the MPC kit, and it was originally the Pinto van with the silver paint and the van back on it. But you could build it stock. That's the way my dad built it. It's a little different from the Pinto we had. We had a 1974. Not a huge amount of difference, mostly involving the front end. The 74, the headlight buckets were a little more upright, and the grille was certainly different, but this is about as close as he could come to the car that we had. And you could probably look at it and say, oh, well, this could be done different and that could be done different. Mind you, this was 1978, 1979 that he built this. And there's a lot of products available today that just simply weren't available back then. Back then, it was basically testers, enamel paint, or nothing. Let me just turn it around here so you can see the back end of it. There we go. And as I said, this model sat on my model shelf for quite some time, all the while I was building crap. Mainly because me and my friends, we would brag to each other about how fast we put together a model. Oh, I put it together in 2 hours. Oh, this latest model I put together in an hour and a half. And all the while, this was sitting on my display shelf as quite inspiration that, you know what, if you take your time, put a little bit of effort into it, you can build something a whole lot better. And I eventually did learn that lesson. Some of the build details of this model, all the paints except for the main body were basically testers bottle paints. And that's all that really was available at the time. The actual car itself is painted with Canadian Tire touch-up paint. At the time when you were doing the body work on your car, and by golly, they rusted out so badly back then, you pretty much had to. You could go to your local auto parts store, and I know the same thing in the States as here in Canada, and you could say, right, I have a 1978 whatever, and you could basically find the paint color for your car. So all my dad did was just go and get the very same, basically, rattle cans that he was using to fix the body of his car, and he used it to paint the model. Our car didn't have fancy wheels like that on it. We just had plain steel wheels with dog dishes on them. Obviously, my dad chose to model it factory fresh, not in the seriously rusted out condition that it was in for most of the time we owned it. But that's the engine that ours had, was the basic 4-cylinder. Now, I think, I could be wrong, that this kit is back on the market, or at least a modified version. I've seen one in the hobby shops that has the 1980 front end on it, once again by MPC. So it could be that this is an MPC release, or possibly it was Revell, I don't know. So this is my Father's Day tribute to my dad, who thankfully is still with us. He is fighting prostate cancer right now, but he is doing well. This model served as a quiet inspiration to my own model building. If I built a model, my dad didn't really sort of criticize. He was just certainly, well, that looks good. And I know probably there were sometimes he was thinking, oh, you know what, if you had to spend a little more time on that, it would have looked better. But he never said it. So showing you guys this model that my dad built many years ago, and I still think it's pretty awesome. It's kind of my way of telling my dad, Happy Father's Day and thank you for everything you've ever done for me. You've always stood by me through 2 failed marriages and more than my fair share of problems, it seems. You've always been there for me, and you've always put a lot of hard work and thought into everything you've done, and set a good example for me. Happy Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all my viewers. Whether you are a dad, whether you're spending time with your dad, hopefully, or if you're fulfilling the role of dad to somebody. You may be a stepdad, you may be an uncle, you may be an aunt, you may be somebody's partner. So long as you're taking the role of being someone's parent, then this day is for you. Until next time, thanks for watching Dan's Model Works, and keep on modeling.